So ABC News was the latest mainstream media to cave to Donald Trump, and they agreed to pay him $15 million as a charitable contribution to his presidential library, which when I even heard the word a Trump presidential library, it kind of made me sick to my stomach, but that's neither here nor there. They also had to issue a public apology. And what that stems from is George Stephanopoulos said on air that Trump had been held sexually liable for rape. Well, it's splitting hairs because he was found liable for sexual abuse, sexual assault. In New York, the definition of rape is peculiar. So the federal judge in that case said it's rape by all other definitions. So instead of fighting it and going through the judicial process, I guess knowing how litigious Trump is and knowing that he's getting ready to be the next president of the United States, they caved. And it's just one more example of mainstream media not fighting for truth and for continuing to bend the knee. And then I also heard like Jeff Bezos decided to give $1 million to Trump's inauguration. But my question is, all these billionaires are giving all this money. Elon Musk, $220 million. Why can't they fund it? I guess they just want all the billionaires to show we have bent the knee. We are going to give in to Donald Trump. And it makes me sick.
Well, I think first and foremost, legacy media has been bending the knee since 2016. Mm-hmm. There has been sane washing, earned media that he's received where he hasn't had to spend nearly as much as the people that he runs against. The fact that he can give these rambling political speeches where he says insane things. And then the headline is Trump sharpens his speech on the economy. And it's like, no, he was rambling. He was incoherent. So I'm not surprised that ABC News did this. But the one thing, all of these roads lead to corporations. Mm-hmm. Musk, Zuckerberg, Bezos, ABC News, United Healthcare, all of these things are corporations. And in the United States of America, corporations can receive welfare from the government with zero criticism from the American public. But if somebody's on food stamps, mm-hmm. if somebody needs government assistance, if somebody gets their highly predatorial student loans forgiven, the right loses their mind. We have been taught, not you and me, not our listener, but America at large, to value unrestricted, unregulated capitalism above and beyond everything. And they have big Christians involved in that. And I think that's a whole industry. The big megachurch, the Catholics, they have a shit ton of money. They're involved in this. They're just like a corporation, more like a pyramid scheme, but they have the wealth. And so you have all of these very, very wealthy entities that have all bent the knee to Trump. But it doesn't surprise me that legacy media has done this because, number one, they make a lot more money when he is at the helm. And number two, a lot of these people on these shareholder boards, they don't give a shit about the people that listen to the news. They don't care about the truth any longer. Jeff Bezos would not allow his editorial board to endorse Kamala Harris because he wanted to be able to kiss Trump's ass. Because you know what Jeff Bezos did when he started Amazon? He tried to start it on an Indian reservation to avoid paying federal taxes. So this group of oligarchs want their own set of rules. They've always wanted their own set of rules, their own non-existent tax bracket. They've just never been able to find somebody that bent all the way. The Democrats bent some of the way for them. The rhinos, Republicans bent some of the way for them. Trump will bend all the way over for them. And so they're ecstatic about this.
You know what I just can't understand, and I know we've talked about it until we're all blue in the face, is the oligarchy that is now in America, that is now controlling the next administration. The people that voted for Trump in droves were the working class. And I do not understand how they believed their interests would be better served by the MAGA party. I know we've talked about it forever. I just can't wrap my head around it.
It's the fear that, I mean, he scares them to death with the immigrants, but you know these people. I mean, you know the typical Republican mindset. These people are indoctrinated to not use critical thinking. They're indoctrinated to worship capitalism and Jesus as the same entities. I mean, you know this. I mean, we live in Oklahoma. We know exactly why these people vote for him. He caters to their most animalistic impulses, everything that you as a person, as a thinking person, want to kind of suppress and resolve and find enlightenment on. Trump says, oh, no, you don't have to do that. You get to be a dick. You get to be, completely untethered to rational thought.
Yeah, women should stay home and cook. Immigrants, they're the bad guy. Drag queens, gay people, trans people, they're the bad guys.
Let's not forget the racism. I mean, that's
the racism.
I mean, so many people that I know, especially rural America, that vote for Trump are inherently racist. Here's just some anecdotal evidence. There's a couple of girls that went to a rural town because their mother got a job in a rural town at a school. These are Black basketball players, high school students, athletes. They always went to an inner city school. Now they're in this, probably 30 minutes outside of Oklahoma City. They've been called the N-word about 25 times. And so this racism in rural America, and it doesn't just stop in rural America, it's a lot of suburban America that regularly uses the N-word. And white people know this, and they don't talk about it. They apologize for it. They hide it. And this Trump ascension, to me, 90% of it is racism.
Yeah, they say it's about the price of eggs, but at the end of the day, a Black female just wouldn't fit the bill because whites are better than everybody else in their sphere. And so many people believe it. I mean, it's hard to wrap my head around. One thing that really bothered me this weekend, and I like to be petty as much as the next person, but I do expect the president-elect and the president of the United States to have more decorum and be able to rise above the fray more. But that was ruined with Trump. I mean, it went down. We started ruling the world on Twitter. We started making shitty, hateful comments. But so over the weekend, Donald Trump, which everybody just put in your mind a picture of his physique. And he posts a picture, because of all the New Jersey drone stuff, of Chris Christie eating McDonald's and drones dropping McDonald's all over him, indicating how fat Chris Christie was and all he does is eat. And I'm just like, first of all, that is so beneath the office of the president.
We're so far past that.
I know, but it still bothers me.
This is the shiny object that they put out there so that we are sitting here talking about some stupid meme. Meanwhile, literal racists are taking over the federal government. Christian nationalists are taking over the federal government. They are going to fleece the American public more and more. The transfer of wealth, just since he won, before he's been sworn in, Elon Musk has made $200 billion. And we're sitting here talking about Chris Christie and some meme. I mean, we have 10 years of him doing this shit. I refuse to be roped into this Trump bullshit where he tries to rope everybody into his kindergarten games that he plays on the internet while real human suffering is happening. He is a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit when he came down the escalators. He's always going to be a piece of shit. He's always going to be immature. He's always going to be the lowest hanging fruit on the internet. That will never change. What needs to change is everybody's reaction to it. Say, yeah, that's what he does because that's who he is. But guess what? His BFF just made $200 billion, who also happens to play patty cake with Vladimir Putin 24/7, 365. So no, we're not talking about his bullshit on Twitter. What we're going to talk about is how corrupt he is, how breathtakingly corrupt this man is, and how he is shifting even more money from the working class to these billionaires and saying basically, fuck you to the American public. That's my problem. Pumps, finding the perfect PJs that keep you warm, but don't overheat you at night is a lifelong struggle. That's why I'm so happy to share with our listener our discovery of Dagsman. They provide solutions for a better night's sleep, giving you power for the days to come, always innovating and developing the world's most comfortable sleepwear, scientifically proven to boost your sleep comfort in a natural and sustainable way.
I cannot tell you how much I love these PJs. They are the perfect weight, and it is hard for me to find warm enough, but not too hot. Oh my gosh, these are fantastic.
Listener, the merino pajamas from Dagsman are 100% made in Europe with the highest standards in terms of workers' well-being and environmental protection. Are you ready to upgrade your sleepwear? Discover the science of comfort with Dagsman. Their sleepwear is crafted to regulate body temperature, wick away moisture, and provide ultimate comfort all night long. Don't just take my word for it. Experience the difference yourself. Visit dagsman.com and use our code IHIP at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. That's DAGSMEJAN. Sleep smarter, sleep deeper with Dagsman. Listener, if you're looking for last-minute holiday gifts, or if you're looking for a little something for yourself, we are happy to share with you our obsession, Quince. You can get iconic Mongolian cashmere sweaters that start at just $50 each.
Quince has so many fabulous items. The European linen sheet sets are just primo comfort, and I love their leather jackets.
And for the ultimate year-round gifts, check out their 14-karat gold jewelry, Italian leather handbags, and European linen sheet sets. How do they do that? How do they offer these items at such a discounted rate? They partner directly with top factories and cut out the cost of the middleman, which passes the savings right on to you. Listener, gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/IHIP news for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/IHIP news to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/IHIP news.
Well, it's just so gross. I just hate it so much. I agree with you 150%. We've got to stop chasing the bright, shiny object. I think you're 100% right. But it's just so, I can't even believe it. I still can't wrap my head around.
I can believe it because he's shown us, and that's the problem. People don't believe him, so they keep voting for him. I believe every single thing that he does. I believe that he's a piece of shit. I believe that he talks behind people's back. I believe all of the horrible things about him because he has shown me exactly who he is, and I will not be in willful denial about it. I will not sit here and clutch my pearls. Oh my God, Trump sent a tweet where he was mean to Chris Christie. Well, of course he did. I'm 0% shocked. It is this assumption politics that we assume the president of the United States is going to be a decent person.
Right.
He is not a decent person. We assume they're not going to overturn Roe v. Wade. They are going to overturn Roe v. Wade. We assume they're not going to try to ban abortion pills. They just filed in Texas. There was a New York doctor that prescribed abortion pills to somebody in Texas. Dipshit Kim Paxton is already trying to march that out to the Supreme Court. So I'm not going to assume they're not going to do this stuff anymore. I'm going to assume they're always going to do this stuff. And that's where the American public, especially people like you and I that analyze this, we have to accept him for exactly who he is and who he has shown us to be, which is a total evil piece of shit. That's the end of it. I mean, we can't be in shock and awe anymore because then that's on us for not believing what our ears hear and what our eyes see, because we are intelligent enough to decipher that this guy is corrupt and he's a total piece of shit.
So then we have the Canadian MP, Charlie Angus, who had his comments on Trump and his incoming administration.
We're not going to be slapped around like this. I think there's a tradition in Canada of not wanting to be openly confrontive, which is fair. I think that's who we are. But Donald Trump's a different kind of animal. He's playing for the rage algorithms. And I don't think we should allow him that free reign. So for me, it was really simple, standing up and saying, no, we're going to have tough negotiations, fair play. But this kind of dismissive, idiotic behavior, I mean, he's a juvenile, and I invite Donald Trump, come up anytime in the winter, Donald, try and drive our roads, try and win an argument with any woman in Canada, try and take us on anything where we are very comfortable at. We're pretty tough and resilient people.
This is exactly it. He is not shocked. Mm-mm. He is not, oh my God, can you believe that he did this? He's like, this guy's a juvenile. He rage baits the algorithm, and that's exactly what he does. And we need to state it crystal clear and quit clinging on to some notion that the American presidency is some decent office anymore. It's not. Sadly, tens of millions of Americans do not care about this man's moral depravity. I mean, he is literally a horrible person, and they like it. They like how he talks about people with melanin in their skin. They dig it. They like it. It's like watching porn. When he puts out that Chris Christie tweet, I bet a lot of the people that saw it themselves are obese. They like it. It's like porn to him. It's like porn to these people. You know these people, when they watch Fox News, it is full-blown like a drug, like they're watching porn. They dig it. They like the cruelty. They like the name-calling. They like the pettiness. And that's a problem beyond Trump that we have to deal with, how stupid half of the American public is. But I'll leave that to, other people besides us to try to reconcile.
It's going to be a long time before that's able to be reconciled.
Okay, we'll see you guys later.